Warm welcome. You're watching 7 at 7, the only news bulletin where I curate the day's top 7 stories for our viewers. I'm Preeti Chaudhary and these are the headlines. BJP rejigs 11-member parliamentary panel. Prime Minister Modi, Shah, Nadda, Rajnath, former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa inducted. Nitin Gadkari, Shivraj Singh Chouhan dropped from the panel. Mega flashpoint over Savarkar in Karnataka day after Shivamogga violence showdown in Tumkuru and Udupi. Shivamogga BJP MLA Ishwarappa targets Muslim goons as traitors, removed Savarkar poster. Mega boost to OPS camp after Madras High Court restores AIDMK status quo, stalling EPS takeover of party, orders fresh General Council meet. MHA says no order to move Rohingyas into flats as illegals will stay in detention camps. Government distances itself from Hardeep Puri tweet promising flats and amenities for stateless refugees. National Human Rights Commission sends notice to Gehlot government over Jalore Dalit boy's murder. DGP asked to explain delay in FIR. Sachin Pilot targets his own government.
It's okay for us to act once the incident happens. We have to work hard to win that trust and the credibility of the governance systems itself. The whole ecosystem needs really, the shortcomings need to be filled.
Molestation shocker from national capital. Scary CCTV images of shameful Delhi groping girl chased, assaulted in guest house. Other girls run away in fear. Massive blaze at London Bridge Station. 10 FIR engines and 17 fighters tackle fire. Plumes of smoke engulf one of London's busiest railway stations. All right, viewers, top story. There's been a huge, massive reshuffle in BJP's highest decision-making body, the parliamentary board. We're going to take you through on who is in, who is out. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chouhan have been now dropped from the Parliamentary Board Committee, while names like former Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa, Sudha Yadav, Iqbal Singh Lalpura, Sarbandanan Sonowal, K. Lakshman, Satyanarayan Jatia have been added to this list. Besides Parliamentary Board, the Saffron Party rejigged Central Election Committee members as well. Popular names like Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis and Union Minister Bhupendra Yadav have made it to the list. All right, viewers, that's the latest that we are getting in, tracking on who is in, who is out. The Parliamentary Board Committee is the highest decision-making body where the BJP is concerned. Lots of eyebrows raised on the dropping of Nitin Gadkari as well as Shivraj Singh Chouhan, the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister, not just on those who were dropped, but those who were not included as well. Another thing which has caused a bit of a controversy is that the UP Chief Minister, Yogi Adityanath, who many were hoping would now make it to the Parliamentary Board Committee, especially after the astounding Uttar Pradesh win, hasn't been picked to the highest decision-making body of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, it seems in all probability this is going to be the poll body as well as the Parliamentary Board body which will go ahead as elections come in 2024, the general elections. Once again, taking our viewers through on the big names that have been dropped, raising eyebrows. Nitin Gadkari, Union Minister, has been dropped from the highest decision-making body of the Bharatiya Janata Party. On the other hand, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chouhan adding now to the rumours that the BJP not very happy with Shivraj Singh Chouhan has also been dropped from the Parliamentary Board Committee, while names like former Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa, many questioning the fact that B.S. Yediyurappa over the age of 75, which the BJP has always earmarked as an age which usually we have seen senior leaders being retired to the Margdarshak Mandal. I want to cut across immediately to our National Affairs Editor, Rahul Srivastav, joining us live with more details on who have made it, who've been dropped, and those who surprisingly haven't been picked. Rahul, you know, the two big names that stand out on the omissions that were made or the names that were dropped, Nitin Gadkari, unceremoniously dropped from the highest decision-making body, as well as Shivraj Singh Chouhan. Rahul, can you hear me? Rahul, can you hear me? All right, we're going to try and make that connection to Rahul Srivastav, our National Affairs Editor. But once again, let me take you through on the names that have made the cut to the highest decision-making body of the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Parliamentary Board Committee. Well, Union Minister Nitin Gadkari, as we were discussing, has been unceremoniously dropped, raising eyebrows there. Shivraj Singh Chouhan has also been dropped from the Parliamentary Board Committee, while names like former Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa, Sudha Yadav, Iqbal Singh Lalpura, Sarbananda Sonowal, K. Lakshman and Satyanarayan Jatia have been added to the list. One big omission which many are now raising questions on is the omission of the UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, who hasn't quite been picked despite his astounding victory in Uttar Pradesh elections. Many were, there was speculation on that Yogi Adityanath has earned the spot to now be on the highest decision-making body of the Bharatiya Janata Party, but no, he hasn't quite made it. Even Shahnawaz Hussain has also been dropped. He was the sole Muslim face, minority face in the Parliamentary Board Committee. He too has now been dropped. Popular names like Deputy CM Devendra Fadnavis have made it to the Central Election Committee members as well. Meanwhile, let's quickly, viewers, now shift focus to the other big developing story that we are tracking. Lots of political news filtering in today, and that, viewers, comes in from Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party. The question we ask on 7 at 7, has Arvind Kejriwal thrown in his hat where the 2024 general elections are concerned as one of the primary contenders to Narendra Modi? Well, he did do it in 2014, if you remember. He had fought against Narendra Modi from the seat of Varanasi. This time around, viewers, why does it seem that the Aam Aadmi Party is now building a national campaign ahead of 2024, which is just about 2 years away? Well, it was with the launch of Make India #1 national campaign. Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party launched the party's national convener, seeming to have launched him as the big contender to Narendra Modi in 2024 general elections. AAP's national convener Arvind Kejriwal today, 17th August, announced Make India #1 mission to make the country #1 by focusing on 5 points: health, education, agriculture, employment to youth and equal rights to women. With this campaign, Arvind Kejriwal will travel across the country to every state, mind you, to further this campaign and also the party's ideology. All of this will peak just 1 year ahead of general elections. Addressing a gathering in Delhi, Kejriwal said that India has achieved a lot since its independence and is still lagging behind in several nations that gained independence after it. Kejriwal said that opening schools, hospitals, providing employment to youth and equal rights to women is needed to make India #1 in the world. He underlined that the mission should be bipartisan movement and all political parties should join. But in the same address, the Delhi CM, without taking names, attacked political parties over nepotism and cronism. While the likes of Mamata Banerjee, viewers, Nitish Kumar, KCR or even the Congress and others vying to lead a united opposition are still on the drawing board ahead of 2024, the Aam Aadmi Party hoping now to take the lead with this campaign, and Arvind Kejriwal making his intention clear with a pan-India campaign that once again, to remind our viewers, will only peak months before general elections.
एक समय ऐसा था जब भारत का डंका पूरी दुनिया के अंदर बजा करता था। हमें भारत को वापस दुनिया का नंबर 1 देश बनाना है। वी हैव टू मेक इंडिया ग्रेट अगेन। तो आज हम एक राष्ट्रीय मिशन की शुरुआत करने जा रहे हैं और उस मिशन का नाम है मेक इंडिया नंबर 1। 130 करोड़ लोगों को इस मिशन के साथ जोड़ना है। भारत आखिर पीछे क्यों रह गया? दोस्तों, अगर इनके भरोसे छोड़ दिया, इन पार्टियों और इन नेताओं के भरोसे छोड़ दिया, तो अगले 75 साल और पीछे रह जाएंगे। इनमें से किसी को अपना परिवार प्यारा है, इनमें से किसी को अपना दोस्त प्यारा है, किसी को भ्रष्टाचार करना है, किसी को देश लूटना है। इन 75 साल में इन्होंने अपने घर भरने के और अपने दोस्तों के घर भरने के सिवा कुछ नहीं किया। देश आगे कैसे बढ़ेगा? देश दुनिया का नंबर 1 देश कैसे बनेगा? भारत दुनिया का नंबर 1 देश कैसे बनेगा? हमें अपने हर बच्चे को, 27 करोड़ बच्चे रोज स्कूलों में जाते हैं, हमें अपने हर बच्चे के लिए अच्छी शिक्षा का इंतजाम करना पड़ेगा, फ्री शिक्षा का इंतजाम करना पड़ेगा। कई लोग मेरे से पूछते हैं, कैन इंडिया लीड द वर्ल्ड? व्हाई नॉट? क्यों नहीं कर सकता इंडिया लीड? हमारे पास, हमारे देश में बेस्ट इंजीनियर हैं, बेस्ट डॉक्टर हैं, बेस्ट वकील हैं, बेस्ट साइंटिस्ट हैं, बेस्ट किसान हैं। किस चीज की कमी है हमारे देश में? लेकिन एक ही शर्त है, देश के 130 करोड़ लोगों को अब साथ आना पड़ेगा। अब देश के लोगों को बागडोर संभालनी पड़ेगी, इनके भरोसे नहीं छोड़ सकते। देश के 130 करोड़ लोगों को, इंजीनियर, डॉक्टर, मजदूर, किसान, आदमी, औरत, अमीर, गरीब, इस जात के, उस जात के, इस धर्म के, उस धर्म के, सब लोगों को साथ आना पड़ेगा। 130 करोड़ लोगों को मिलके अब देश की बागडोर संभालनी पड़ेगी।
Well, Arvind Kejriwal there, and the Aam Aadmi Party hoping to build a counter narrative to the Bharatiya Janata Party, which any other party till now hasn't been able to do. Hoping to do so. Will it succeed? Time will tell. I want to quickly cut across to the other developing story that we are tracking very closely. It seemed to be BJP versus BJP. On what issue? Well, on the issue of providing EWS, economically weaker section housing, to Rohingyas.
रोहिंग्या के लिए कांग्रेस की मीटिंग में सुप्रीम कोर्ट के अंदर एक याचिका दायर की, इनको रहने देना। क्यों भाई? ये जम्मू की धर्मशाला है क्या? ये रोहिंग्या को चाहे बंगाल हो, चाहे जम्मू कश्मीर हो, चाहे भारत का कोई भी कोना हो, हम रहने नहीं देंगे। वो भारत में रह नहीं सकते।
A past pledge of Home Minister Amit Shah promising a Rohingya Mukt Bharat, asserting that illegal foreigners have no stake in India, terming them a security threat and drag on resources of India. Yet on Wednesday, a mega controversy stared the government in the face, with this statement of Union Minister Hardeep Puri, promising flats with basic amenities and police cover for Rohingyas as per United Nations mandate on refugees. A massive backlash followed of welcoming illegal immigrants and providing them with amenities. Apart from opposition, the government faced friendly fire from RSS and VHP, the saffron groups frowning upon government's U-turn on the contentious issue. Facing fire from all sides, the government then came out rubbishing all charges, blaming Kejriwal government of Delhi of creating the confusion.
जो दावे बड़े करते थे, रोहिंग्यास को लाके फ्लैट भी देंगे, सुरक्षा भी देंगे, ये तो सीधा सीधा रेफ्यूजियों को भी उनके जख्मों पे नमक छिड़कने की बात है। जो कल तक दावे करते थे इनको डिपोर्ट यहां पे करेंगे, आज वही सरकार, वही मंत्री, क्या वो जम्मू के लोगों को बताएंगे, इंसाफ दे पाएंगे?
दिल्ली के अंदर रोहिंग्या किसने बसाए? इन्होंने बसाए। पूरे देश के अंदर रोहिंग्या बसाए गए, किन्होंने बसाए? भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने बसाए। केंद्र सरकार ने तो 8 साल पहले कहा था कि इनको डिपोर्ट करेंगे। अभी तक डिपोर्ट नहीं किया गया।
हमको आश्चर्य भी हुआ है और धक्का भी लगा है। हम इस निर्णय से असहमत हैं और भारत सरकार से प्रार्थना करते हैं कि वह इस निर्णय पर पुनर्विचार करे और रोहिंग्यास को घर देने की बजाय उनको भारत से बाहर भेजने का अपना निश्चय ये कार्यवाही में लाए।
The Union Home Ministry categorically said that illegal migrants will be kept in detention centers till their deportation, adding that it was the Kejriwal government which wanted Rohingya shifted to the new location but is yet to pinpoint the facility.
MHA has not given any directions to provide EWS flats to Rohingya. Status quo will be maintained and they will not be shifted anywhere. And this is the direction.
एक यूनियन कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर जो हाउसिंग एंड अर्बन अफेयर्स के मिनिस्टर हैं अपने ट्विटर हैंडल से ट्वीट करते हैं कि इनके लिए फ्लैट्स और रहने का प्रबंध किया गया है। उसके बाद जिस तरीके से बैकलैश होती है पूरी कंट्री में, क्योंकि ये नेशनल सिक्योरिटी को कॉम्प्रोमाइज करने वाला एक स्टेप था, तो मुझे लगता है कि उस चीज से बचने के लिए, उस बैकलैश के प्रभाव से बचने के लिए ये डैमेज कंट्रोल मोड में सरकार गई है।
The face-off over Rohingyas escalating with the centre putting the onus on Kejriwal government and the men and women from Norway's land caught in the crossfires. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, a big day, or rather a very embarrassing day in court. It happened in the Kerala Sessions Court, and what exactly happened that led to many Indians feeling extremely embarrassed. Well, the case was regarding a man accused in a sexual harassment case, and guess what the Kerala Sessions Court ruled? No harassment, no sexual harassment if woman is dressed provocatively, whatever that means. The court ruled the accused old couldn't have forced himself on a woman. The woman was wearing a provocative dress. Well, one has to hear that again. The court ruled that no sexual harassment because the woman was wearing a provocative dress. With that, I want to quickly shift focus to the other big developing story that we are tracking very closely. The Nataka in Karnataka continues, this time over Savarkar's posters being removed.
Communal clashes in Shivamoga. Posters torn in Tumakuru. Security beefed up in Udupi. The Savarkar fire is raging on in Karnataka, and the fuel to this fire is being added by politicians. Amid the war of words over Savarkar's legacy, several districts in Karnataka are on edge. In Tumakuru, posters featuring Savarkar were torn down by miscreants, and soon after Godse posters were put up by Hindu groups, which were quickly removed by cops.
ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರಿಗೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಯಾರ್ದು ಏನು ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಂಥ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಇಂಥದ್ದು ಬಿಡಿ ಇಲ್ವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ಬಿಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರು ಅಪರಾಧ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಬಂಧಿಸಲೇಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರು ನಿರಾಧಾರವಾಗಿ ಅನಾವಶ್ಯಕವಾಗಿ ಅಮಾಯಕರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
In Udupi, this massive security deployment is for a poster. After Congress threatened they would protest over Savarkar's flexes in Udupi, BJP workers were seen garlanding posters of the freedom fighter.
ಅಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಏನು ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನಿ ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿಯ ಜಿಹಾದಿ ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿಯ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು SDPI ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನೇತಾಜಿ ಮತ್ತು ವೀರ ಸಾವರ್ಕರ್ ಅವರ ಫೋಟೋವನ್ನು ತೆರವುಗೊಳಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೀಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಅದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನವರು ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನು 24 ಗಂಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೆರವುಗೊಳಿಸಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯಗಳು 75 ವರ್ಷಗಳಾಯಿತು ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಬಂದು. ನೋಡಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ದೇಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ ವೀರ ಸಾವರ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು
ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ತೆಗಿತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲವರೆಗೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕಾಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಪಾಪ ಅವರನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಕಾಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನಾಚಿಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಯಾರು ಕೇಳೋರಿಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ನ್ಯಾಯ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಒಂದು ಯಾವ ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಸಾವರ್ಕರ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಬಾರ್ದಲ್ವಾ? ಅದನ್ನು ಬೇಕಂತ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಲ್ವಾ ಅದು?
The entire Savarkar controversy began in Shivamoga, where prohibitory orders remain in place after the stabbing of 20-year-old Prem Singh. But Netas continue to openly provoke and further vitiate the atmosphere.
ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಈ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನರು ಜಾಗ ಒಂದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಇಂಚು ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದ ಜಾಗ ಹಿಂದೂಸ್ತಾನದ ಜಾಗ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನರ ಜಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲ.
The BJP has also claimed that the Congress is behind the violence in Tumkuru, and the man seen here ordering for the Savarkar posters to be removed is the husband of a Congress corporator.
वो गुंडा सावरकर का वीर सावरकर का फोटो काट किया है ना, वो भी जेल में है ना, वो कौन है? उनका वाइफ भी कांग्रेस कारपोरेटर है.
Fringe group Sri Ram Sene chief Pramod Mutalik resorted to wild abuses and declared Nanu Savarkar, which means I am also Savarkar, a sentiment echoed by BJP MLA Renukacharya, who changed his display picture to Savarkar.
Damodar Savarkar, a relatively unknown name in Karnataka politics, has become the biggest talking point in the state, leading to divisive face-offs not just in Shimoga but in other districts as well. Meanwhile, politicians are trying to gain political brownie points instead of trying to put out this communal fire in Karnataka. With camera person Shimurthy Gurumat, this is Priyanka Rudrappa for India Today.
You're watching our fact check segment where we bust certain claims masquerading to be facts on social media platforms and WhatsApp group. There's a claim floating about suggesting that nationalized banks accept SBI to be privatized. The fact check incorrect. Suggestion only on policy papers, no government decision yet.